In the heart of the Arizona desert, a revolution in the automotive industry was promised. Bold claims of a zero-emissions electric truck that could change the world. But behind the glittering facade of Nikola Corporation, a dangerous illusion was about to unravel. As investors flocked to support this ambitious vision, an insidious web of deceit was being spun. What was once heralded as the future of transportation swiftly became a cautionary tale of corporate greed and betrayal. Founded in 2013 by Trevor Milton, Nikola Corporation emerged with a mission to transform the transportation industry with innovative hydrogen fuel cell and battery electric vehicles. Milton, a charismatic entrepreneur with a flair for the dramatic, quickly became the face of the company, igniting interest and investment not just locally, but globally. By 2020, Nikola had climbed to staggering heights, boasting a market valuation that peaked at nearly $30 billion. With promises of cutting-edge technology and a sustainable future, Nikola attracted partnerships, strategic investments, and public attention. Milton's grand vision revolved around the Nikola-2, a heavy-duty truck that was to revolutionize freight transport. As the company rolled out its plans, it drew the attention of notable figures in the automotive industry and experienced investors. The excitement reached a boiling point in the spring of 2020, when Nikola announced it would go public through a merger with a special-purpose acquisition company known as VectoIQ. This announcement sent Nikola's stock soaring, a pattern investors hoped would continue. However, lingering questions about the technology, production capabilities, and the very legitimacy of Nikola's claims were about to surface. The rise of Nikola was swift, with the company quickly becoming a favorite on Wall Street. Trevor Milton, with his pioneering spirit and persuasive rhetoric, painted a picture of an unstoppable juggernaut poised to disrupt the automotive and energy sectors. Promises of a fleet of vehicles transitioning freight to a cleaner, greener future set Nikola as a pioneer in the electric vehicle market. But as the company's shares skyrocketed, an unsettling trend emerged. Some critics, journalists, and even former employees began to question the validity of Nikola's claims. In September 2020, the Wall Street Journal published an exposé that ignited controversy and speculation surrounding Nikola. The piece suggested that Milton had exaggerated the company's capabilities and misled investors regarding several significant aspects of Nikola's technology. But it was only when the investment firm Hindenburg Research released a scathing report later that month, accusing Nikola of fraud, that the storm truly began to brew. Hindenburg alleged that much of Nikola's technology was not only unproven, but had been fabricated. According to their findings, one of the most striking claims was about the Nikola-1, a prototype truck that was showcased at a 2016 event. Hindenburg revealed that, contrary to Milton's assertions, the vehicle had not been driven, but had instead rolled down a hill without power. They alleged that this misleading demonstration was a pivotal moment in building Nikola's reputation, yet it was rooted in deception. As investigations ramped up, the fallout was swift and severe. The Securities and Exchange Commission opened an inquiry into Nikola's operations, scrutinizing its financial disclosures and the accuracy of Milton's public statements. Stock prices plummeted, and billions in market share vanished almost overnight. By late September 2020, Nikola's market cap had shed over $13 billion, a staggering loss that shook investor confidence to its core. In July 2021, the firestorm escalated further when Trevor Milton was indicted on multiple counts of fraud. Prosecutors claimed that he had made false and misleading statements about Nikola's technology and capabilities, leading both individual and institutional investors to place money into a company built on lies. As details unfolded, the indictment highlighted a pattern of behavior that prosecutors asserted was part of a calculated effort to inflate the company's stock price. Milton faced 3 counts of wire fraud and 2 counts of securities fraud, each charge underscoring the gravity of the allegations against him. He was accused of lying repeatedly about deals, partnerships, and the state of Nikola's technological milestones, painting an image of a functioning vehicle fleet that, in reality, existed only on paper. Prosecutors laid out a timeline suggesting that Milton's misrepresentations were systematic, designed to attract investments and ensure financial backing that would support his ambitious plans, all while obscuring the reality that Nikola was still mired in uncertainty and unfulfilled promises. The legal battle unfolded like a high-stakes thriller, attracting significant media attention. Milton's trial finally began in the fall of 2022, with the prosecution emphasizing the scale of deception at the heart of Nikola's rise. Milton's defense team argued that he had never intended to mislead anyone, insisting that his statements were based on the optimism of an entrepreneur. Nevertheless, the jury was presented with an avalanche of evidence, including email communications, public disclosures, and first-hand accounts from employees who likened Milton's vision to a mirage, beautiful to behold but ultimately unattainable. The closing arguments painted a troubling picture of a man who, in pursuit of greatness, resorted to unethical measures. The jury deliberated for just over 4 hours before delivering their verdict, guilty on all counts. It was a moment that resonated not just within the courtroom but across the entire business landscape. The collapse of Nikola echoed through stock markets and beyond, serving as a stark reminder of the intricacies and perils of investing in new technology ventures. Upon his conviction, Milton faced up to 25 years in prison, and in addition to the potential jail time, he was held responsible for a financial catastrophe that had wiped out billions in shareholder wealth. The ramifications of the case extended well beyond Trevor Milton himself. As Nikola Corporation scrambled to rebuild its reputation and regain investor trust. Under the watchful gaze of regulators and the public, the company pledged to focus on technology development and genuine innovation, attempting to distance itself from the tarnished legacy of its founder. The aftermath of this scandal was nothing short of profound. The episode not only decimated Nikola Corporation's standing, but also ignited widespread discussions about corporate ethics and accountability. Investors became warier, scrutinizing claims made by startup companies, especially those in the volatile electric vehicle and green technology landscapes. Calls for stricter regulations and oversight in the rapidly growing market became louder. As Nikola attempted to redefine itself in the wake of its founder's departure, the heart of the narrative remained. The story serves as a heavy warning, a lesson in the fine line between ambition and deception, between innovation and fraud. The fallout of the Nikola saga reverberated far beyond their operations. It reshaped expectations and standards for the future of corporate America. In the end, the wheels of justice turned, and albeit slowly, they delivered a verdict on not only one man's alleged misdeeds, but on a system that had allowed such promises, however reckless, to flourish. The rise and fall of Nikola Corporation illustrate the fragile nexus of aspiration and trust in corporate America, reminding us all that when the drive for success pushes boundaries too far, the consequences can be devastating, not just for perpetrators, but for countless innocent stakeholders caught in the crossfire. Tomorrow, we are diving into a story that is just as shocking. Luckin Coffee, China's Starbucks rival that fabricated sales. You will not want to miss it. I will see you there.